My brother always said he'd figure it out. Turns out, figuring it out meant borrowing from the Mafia like it was pocket money. So when the black cars pulled up, tires whispering across the cracked pavement, I knew the bill had come due. I stepped outside before they even knocked. The woman who emerged wasn't what I expected. Mafia bosses in movies are loud, flashy, brutal. She was silent thunder. Tall, in a dark suit that fit her like it was designed by a tailor who feared her. Hair slicked back, sharp jawline, and eyes so cold they made my skin prickle. Helena Moretti, the queen pin of half the city! And she was staring right at me. Ember Diaz. Her voice was low, smooth, and far too calm for a woman collecting a debt. Yes. My knees wobbled. My brother isn't here? I know? She stepped closer, her boots tapping like a countdown. He stole from us 100,000. Her eyes slid over me, not crudely, but with a cold calculation. You don't have that. No, my breath shook, but I lifted my chin anyway. Take me instead. I thought she would laugh, mock me, shove me aside. Instead, she smiled, a slow, dangerous curve, like a predator who just watched its prey volunteer for dinner. I expected a dungeon, chains, a punishment that would break me. But her headquarters was a penthouse dripping with a kind of luxury that felt more intimidating than any basement. Glass walls overlooking the city, soft carpets, velvet chairs. The air smelled like expensive perfume and danger. Helena walked ahead, hands in her pockets, every step relaxed and utterly terrifying. I followed her like a child trailing a storm. She stopped in her office and turned to me. You offered yourself. Her head tilted. Do you understand what that means? I'd rather I suffer than let you hunt down my brother. She stared, her expression unreadable. Then she stepped closer. Brave, she murmured. Stupid, but brave. My pulse fluttered in my throat. What are you going to do with me? I whispered. Her gaze swept down to my hands, trembling at my sides. Calm yourself. I'm not a monster. I almost laughed. The entire city would disagree. She walked to her desk, leaned against it, and folded her arms. You'll stay here? Work for me? Be useful until the debt is cleared. I blinked. Work. Doing what? Her lips quirked into a faint smile. We'll see what you're good at. And that's how it started. That became our rhythm. Helena tested me with small tasks at first, organizing files, bringing her reports, learning the names and faces of her associates. Every time I passed a test, she raised the bar, and with every task, I felt her watching me, and I could have sworn that something in her eyes would soften, just a little. She was sharp and unforgiving in everything she did, but with me. She was careful. One evening, after hours of sorting through coded ledgers, she placed a glass of water by my elbow. You haven't taken a break, she said quietly. I looked up, surprised. I didn't want to slow down the work. You'll collapse. Her tone dipped into something almost warm. I don't want that. I stared at the water, then at her. You don't have to care. Her jaw flexed. People who belong to me get protected. Belong. The word shouldn't have warmed me. It shouldn't have made me feel safe. But it did. Weeks turned into months. I learned that Helena wasn't cold. She was just Careful. A woman wrapped in steel because the world had taught her that anything less would get her bitten. But with me, sometimes the steel showed tiny cracks. Like the time I got a threatening message from someone still hunting my brother. She found me crying on the couch in her office. Helena didn't scold me for being weak. She didn't demand I get back to work. She just sat beside me, keeping a respectful distance. Ember, she said softly, look at me. I did, and her eyes weren't ice that night. They were storm clouds, holding rain instead of lightning. You are safe here, she murmured. No one touches you, not while I'm breathing. Something in my chest loosened, a feeling that was dangerous and new. Why are you kind to me? I whispered. She hesitated. Then her hand reached out, slow enough for me to pull away if I wanted to. I didn't. Her fingers brushed against mine, sending a jolt through me, because the moment you offered yourself to save your brother, I knew you were nothing like the cowards I deal with every day. Her voice dropped even lower. And because I like the way you look at me, like I'm not just a monster, my breath caught in my throat. I don't think you're a monster. Her smile was small, but it was real. Careful, Ember. I might start believing you. One night, after a long, draining meeting, she found me asleep on the sofa in her office, papers scattered all around me. A heavy jacket was draped over my shoulders. Her jacket. I woke to find her standing nearby, watching me with an expression I couldn't quite read. Helena. My voice was groggy with sleep. She stepped closer. You should sleep in a real bed. I didn't want to leave the work unfinished. She knelt beside the couch, her face now level with mine. Ember, she whispered, you've paid off half your brother's debt already. You don't owe me your exhaustion. I swallowed hard, and when the debt is paid, silence. Her eyes searched mine, slow, intense, and surprisingly vulnerable. When the debt is paid, she said softly, I want you to stay because you choose to. A warmth rushed through me. It was dangerous and sweet and overwhelming. I reached up, my fingers brushing against her jaw. She froze, like my touch had rewired something deep inside her. I think. My voice trembled. I already chose. Her breath hitched, and then Helena Moretti, the woman the city feared, the silent thunder, leaned forward and pressed her forehead to mine. Good, she whispered, because I'd like to keep you. And in that moment, I realized something shocking. I wasn't her hostage anymore. I was hers. And in a way I never expected, she was mine. Thanks for watching, everyone. If you enjoyed this story, don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe for more. We'll see you in the next video.